Ooh. Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. I hope that got you moving. I know I was moving. Just wanted to get us going on this Saturday morning and just for everybody to just, have these beautiful smiles on your face because we are celebrating right now. We are celebrating history. We are celebrating culture. We're celebrating activism. We're celebrating our families, our friends. And I'm going to ask you all that are on here today, or honorees, for you to celebrate yourself today because you deserve it. So that is what we are going to do. We're going to have a good time. I need to let someone in real quick so that we've got her. And then I think we are ready to go. Let's see. Let's see if we can get this. Let's see if we got everybody. Yep, we've got everyone. All right, we got everybody. We can see everybody's faces. All right, all right. So we are here for the Earn Your Wings first inaugural annual award ceremony. We are honoring everyone here that you see today, including all of the advocates, all of the families, all of the organizations and partners that we have throughout the year. And we are going to be doing that because it's very important for us to show appreciation, because I'm going to be honest, and I know, and Kashonda, don't say anything. I can be a lot. I can be a lot, I'm very, So I learned a lot through this process. Planning this tour was not easy, but I could not have done this without every single person that you can see on this screen right now. I could not do it without them. And so I want to say thank you so much for bearing with me, for being a part of the vision, for not strangling me, and for just, letting us know that this is not about one person. This is about everyone. It's not just about me. It's not just about Kashonda. It's not just about Tone. It's about everyone. Because the Earn Your Wings Book and Speakers Tour is really about healthy living, positive healing journeys, about advocating for our communities who might not have a voice, or for people who are not able or ready to speak up for themselves. It's for our loved ones who we have lost. And most importantly, it's for our communities that we still have right now, our neighbors next door, whoever we pass in the street, who we work with. All of us are part of our communities, and the world is not getting better. And so we need people that are committed to sharing their own stories of surviving, of thriving, of healing, and what those stories are, as well as what you did to heal and how you're able to help others heal from whatever form of trauma they have endured in their lifetime. When BVP Project Safe Haven started, we started to help domestic violence and sexual assault victims. And that turned into then serving human trafficking victims. Then from there, we started coaching, mentoring, doing workshops, trainings, and so forth. And then the Earn Your Wings tour kind of fruition from there. It originally started pre-COVID. We actually had one event in Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you to Katrina Thomas. We had one event and then COVID hit, and our whole year of planning basically got put to the side. And in 2024, I was like, no, it's time for us to get this going. So I am so very, very excited that we are celebrating our first year. It was a very successful year, and you're going to find that out right now. So we are going to get rolling because we have a lot. We have a lot that is going on. We have a lot that is taking place. We have a lot of honors, and we know it's Saturday. We know it's Saturday, and y'all want to get out. So we are going to bring to the forefront the Miss Kashonda Thorpe. She is our board chair for BVP Project Safe Haven. And she also is a serial entrepreneur, an advocate. She is also a survivor. And so she was nominated for the Self-Care Advocate of the Year. That is one of the pillars of the tour, is that we're not only advocating, but that we are making mental health and self-care a priority. And so Miss Kashonda is the Self-Care Advocate of the Year. She was nominated by myself and the board. We thank you for your continued commitment to the community and promoting positive wellness in our communities. So Kashonda is the program director for Virginia. Kashonda, tell us, what do you have planned for 2026 in Virginia for the tour?
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to everyone on the panel. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Hey, 2026. I just released my second journal, From Wounds to Wisdom, Overcoming Trauma. And I have a 30-day journal for those, seeking self-love, that I wrote about 6-7 years ago. But from there, I have grown. And so I wanted to share my journey with women, and how in 2024, 2023, and 2025, I took the time to heal from trauma. Not just, the superficial healing, but the deep healing. And so I wanted to share that with, the women that I advocate for. So that's what I have released just this week. And coming up for the rest of 2026, I am interested, or don't let me say I'm interested. I'm bringing back my Mother's Day brunch, where I honor women and mothers. I didn't do it the last 2 years because I was, life was lifing. Anyway, I'll be bringing that back this year. I'm also thinking, my girlfriend Venetia here and I were thinking about doing an event in July to honor her uncle, Sweet Pea Whitaker, and also intertwining the youth and the youth advocate program, simply to, get the youth to put the guns down, maybe look into sports, wrestling, basketball, track, just get them focused on something else. But we are our annual back to school event, August 8th, that will be on a Saturday. And we're excited about that. Emerald was such a big help last year getting that event going. And hopefully the rest of the team will be able to come out and support. I'm trying to hurry up because I'm at my son's wrestling match, and literally they could call me at any moment to go in. So, and I'll be planning a retreat at the end of the year. love self-care retreat for women. But I'm thinking about trying to figure out how to incorporate the men. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's what I have for 2026. Oh, and just coming back, deeper and stronger. Tiffany, I sent you a message. I'm sorry about a training here,
Mhm,
like a first responders training, like if someone was shot, what to
mhm,
do. Let me
mhm.
know if anybody is interested because I want to put that together. And yeah, that's all I got. Like everybody,
Great, 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 great. Thank you. So, what is the Virginia focus for this year for the tour? So everybody knows.
we're focused on domestic violence this year.
Great. Thank you so much. So, Virginia will be focusing this year on domestic violence. Last year, it was gun violence, school violence. And so this year, it's going to be domestic violence. So, each state has chosen a focus of what they want to work on, and that is what Virginia is going to be working on. It's going to be domestic violence. All right, everybody. So next up, we are going to have our other board member, Miss Emerald. Miss Emerald is our board member for BVP Project Safe Haven, and she is also our now South Carolina project director. But last year she was North Carolina's project director, and she was she took off. So she received two nominations. One was for most dedicated, and one for the Advocate of the Year. So we just kind of put it together in something a nice, beautiful package as our most dedicated advocate of the year. So she was nominated for those, and so we hope that you are okay with that. You would like to two separate certifications. I understand, and I will do that. Yes. Hi. So Miss Emerald, Miss Emerald. So Miss Emerald was nominated for Always Showing Up, like Kashonda said. And she was nominated again from Kashonda, but also by Rodrigue. So those were the two that nominated you along with the board. And Emerald is a Charlotte native. Now I'm saying Emerald because we all affectionately call her that, but she is Aliyah El Amin. She is the mother of three that enjoys the ideas, point of views, and meaningful messages that can be artistically expressed through various entertainment outlets. She's a lover of the arts and all things positive. In spring 2022, she looks forward to leading the South Carolina Earn Your Wings Tour branch of BVP in collaboration with other powerful individuals and organizations, such as the ones that are up on our screen right now. Her focus, I'm going to let Emerald tell you because that is her wheelhouse and one I know that most of you are going to be interested in based on what I'm hearing so far. And so she says that being nominated for the award means that the positive community impacts that she's striving to are going to a larger level and that she ever dreamed of a couple of years ago. In her daily quote or affirmation, you got to be your own best friend now and now make us proud. Did I say that correctly, Emerald?
You
I
did.
did. Okay. All right. I need to put my glasses
You gotta be
on.
your own best friend, and you gotta make
Yes.
yourself proud. You gotta make your best friend proud. If you're not your own friend, then you cannot. You will not function, and you gotta first do that deep work that Kashonda was talking about, not the superficial healing, whether it's the traumatic type of healing that a lot of us deal with from personal losses, senseless violence, to domestic violence that's senseless as well. You got to pull yourself out of those dark places. So again, you've got to be your own best friend. And when you're on the other side, it's like, I'm proud of you, girl. Look at what you went through. I'm proud of you, boy. My focus for this year with the North and South Carolina teams are young boys and men's mental health. As a mother of one son, I have 3 stepsons. I see the influence that not only mainstream media, just humble beginnings can bring for somebody like myself as a female. I can only attest to what a female can go through, but I am an empath, and I like to feel too much sometimes. But I do know that with the tour that we've been working towards, just again, me as a female, I can only attest to what I go through, but I know that there is a need for young boys and men. And some men are in a space to where they just don't know how to talk to people. And I'm hoping that I can get together with some of the organizations worked with last year that I made connections with to make this something bigger than what it was in the previous year with the boys. Not to say that I'm not rooting for my girls, but I do know we need each other. Men lead us, and we will follow when we know that there is good leadership. But we have to start first with the young boys, and hopefully we get the right men with us this year moving forward from May 29th through June 1st. So y'all got those dates in. We can make this something more powerful than what it was last year on a larger scale for the whole Earn Your Wings and any other organization that's involved. Just that love I have, and being able to look and see, hey, sometimes, it's not just my point of view, it's somebody else's point of view. And maybe if they got some help sooner, they'd be in a better space, whether it's just a casual misunderstanding with the workmate. I just feel like the men deserve that platform as well. And I look forward to helping bring that to them, to some men who might not otherwise know, hey, there are gentlemen out here who can relate to what I'm going through, that there is a safe space for me to talk to. Because I, as a woman, I find my safe space with my peers, but I know it's not as easy for men or boys in adolescence to get that. So I'm just hoping and praying that we can bring forth more men, just as many men as we have women.
I love that. I love that. I know that is definitely something that we want to support you with, that focus. I know that we started doing that last year with wanting to connect with men in the community. We have one on here that was pretty an important partner in the community. You will meet him here briefly soon. Well, not briefly. You will see him here soon. And he was a great partner for us this year to help support what our mission was, but we also wanted to support his mission and purpose because they both align perfectly. So thank you so much, Emerald, for taking that on and making that a focus this year, because it is very important. And you might hear me say all the time, especially being in mental health and working in the community, especially with our kids, that when you have male leaders, when you have male community leaders, community activists, teachers, male therapists, that they make a really huge impact. Ladies, we do too, but it's something about a man's presence when it comes to children, especially when they are positive men, strong leaders, that really takes the journey for children to a different level. I've seen it. Research will back it up, that men being in the community, especially among our youth, it has even a more powerful impact, because as children, as ladies, we look to our men and our kings to lead. So it makes sense that when they are active in the community, that they are making a profound impact. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate you for dedicating South Carolina and North Carolina to that. And I put on the screen that the Men and Boys Mental Health Weekend, which will be our first, thanks to Emerald, is going to be May 29th to June 2nd, I believe. But look out for those details. If you would like to be involved, please reach out to Emerald. I also want to say that during this time, if you are here watching and supporting, if you would like to make a donation to the Earn Your Wings tour, please reach out to anybody on the screen right here. They can tell you how to do that. Part of those proceeds will go to the Earn Your Wings tour, and then part of those proceeds will go to your honorees organization to continue their mission. So you can always reach out to them throughout today, and this will be taking place until Monday. So please support our work. We travel. Some of us are taking off work several times a year to do this work, to travel to the different states. And so if you would like to donate to the cause, please do so. And you'll also be donating to the cause of the honorees on here with us today. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Those were 2 of our 3 board members. Our other board member, Damon, was not able to join us today. So up next, do we have him? I do not see him. I don't see him. All right, we're going to move on. So next we have Dr. Shana Gourdine. Hello, gorgeous lady. Hi, gorgeous lady. How are you? How are you? This lady right here, I thought I was busy. I thought I was busy, but goodness, y'all. This young lady right here, she has been nominated for the Author of the Year. I honestly could probably go down a list of the year for Dr. Shana, because she's elevating on so many levels. And when I look at her, I'm just so proud to be able to celebrate her. She's doing great things, and she's helping advocates like me, authors like me. There's several authors on here, and she's just doing a lot in the community, not just to advocate in her community, but to also elevate and support other survivors and advocates. And I just think that it's an amazing thing. So Dr. Shana Gourdine is our Author of the Year. And we just want to say to you that we are so appreciative of your partnership and your advocacy, but also to your written statement, because your testimony is in your books. So please, 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 thank you so much for lending your story to us, putting it on paper so it will be forever there. We truly, truly, truly appreciate us. And so we want to celebrate you, Dr. Shana Gourdine, for being the Author of the Year for the tour. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you truly. Please tell us about your award-winning book.
Oh, Lord, which one? Okay, so I have 9 books, actually, and crazy, this year will be my 8th year. If we take the one that I just released, which was called The Resilient Wings. Can we all hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah. It's basically talking about my domestic violence story. It's called Beyond Your Scars. And the message is basically to help people know that beyond your scars, you still can become resilient. My message through my books is to empower people that despite of what you've been through, it doesn't have to define you. My first book was Unmasking the Mask. And, the thing about it is you have to take off the mask and get uncomfortable. Yes, we went through trauma. Yes, we lost someone. Yes, we've been through it all. But at the end of the day, there's a reason for your pain. And I take my journey as being dope, dedicated to helping other people empowerment. And my goal is to take my words to empower other people to be resilient, to be phenomenal, to know that they're enough, to know that they matter, to know that, your scars doesn't define you. Yes, you went through something, but it doesn't mean that it has to stop you. You look at me and I don't look like I have any conditions. My next book that will come out this year is called Faith Over Flare-Ups. The thing about it is you have to have that faith over the journey that you're going through. I have 6 different conditions I deal with. In that book, I will explain behind the scenes of going through the doctor and having them look at you and be like, oh, no, it's nothing wrong with you, because my diseases are invisible. And, you have to advocate for yourself. Just like we advocate for domestic violence through the mission of being a chronic illness warrior, you have to advocate for that too, because they'll look at you and say, there's nothing wrong. But it's just like fighting an everyday battle. You have to have the faith over the flare-ups. You have to have the faith through the journey. You have to have the faith that, listen, I'm going to show up regardless of what it looks like. Because at the end of the day, somebody else is dealing with something worse and they need to hear that testimony. That's why they call me the empowerment coach. I'm here to empower you to be the best version of you, regardless of where you've been, regardless of what you go through, and to show up and show out and use your glow up to grow up.
I love that. I love that so much. I really and truly do. Dr. Shana is going to be partnering with us again this year in 2026. We're working on a project together. And so, now that it's the new year and things are clearing up on my end, physically, I can relate to all of that because I'm dealing with fibromyalgia and my symptoms have been increasing. And so I understand pain and physical health and physical wellness and how trauma affects you physically. Because just recently I was talking to the therapist that I'm working with, a new therapist, and she said, she asked me, "Have you had any trauma?" And I kind of looked at her, and she said, "Well, have you ever had any trauma related to your body?" I know what she meant. And I said, "Yes, I have." And she said that was part of the reasons why my body responds to certain things. And I didn't think about it. And it made me kind of pause and say, okay, I need to get back in my core. I need to get in touch with myself because it might be something unresolved that I need to work on. So your physical health definitely impacts you, and but it shouldn't stop your journey. It shouldn't stop you. It shouldn't define who you are. So I am so grateful for you. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for not only being a leader in the community, but also being a leader among your peers, among us, and helping and supporting us as advocates as well. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Congratulations to Dr. Shana Gordine. All right, y'all. Next, we have Donella. So Donella was nominated by Cherise, who is the director of the Alter Ego Project. So the Alter Ego Project was started 2 years ago to bring women together that are business owners, professionals, to network and do community engagement together. And so she has been with the Alter Ego Project since the beginning. And so Cherise has wanted to nominate her because she is at every single event. She's a single mom of 2 children who love to come with her to the event. So they are also our dedicated volunteers as well. And she is, again, at every single event, talking to people, sharing her story as well, always ready to help anybody who comes up to us at events, which often is a lot. We all are receiving people's stories at these events. And she never misses a beat. She never misses a beat. Everyone loves her at the events, especially when we go to Brookwood Inn, where we host a lot of our community events, because we want to bring those resources to those that are living there at Brookwood long-term with children. So thank you, Donella, so much. I truly, truly appreciate you for your service. And I wanted to ask you, what motivates you to give back to the community how you do?
How I was raised up, I learned how to give to people, because once you give to people, you'll be blessed 10 times. You know what I'm saying? That's good, helping others when they struggle. You like, yo, you okay? Talk to them, motivate them, and stuff like that. That's how I was raised and taught. So why not help each other, motivate?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stay blessed. You feel me?
Yes. And so Donella was nominated, and she deserves it. She's been at every single event. I don't believe she's missed an event in 2 years. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you. As y'all can see, we're here together. She's my best friend too. So hello. So thank you, Cherise, for the nomination. I know that she appreciates it, and we appreciate you. So we're looking forward to 2026 and you being at some more of our events. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Up next, this beautiful lady, Miss Sylvia Stitt-Smith. I want to say to you, thank you so much for your friendship. I hope that you accept that honor and that you accept that affection to you, that you are a friend. I truly appreciate you. You're so mild-tempered. Every time I see you, maybe I haven't seen you at a party or something, but every time I see you, you're so mild-tempered and so soft-spoken. Yeah. And we just always connect. I feel we always have to get a hug in there. And yeah, I just love your spirit. It's very gentle and very calming when I'm around you. Yes, Sylvia is the executive director of the Samuel Harrison Stitt Foundation, and she is also a parent survivor. She is a respected facilitator, moderator, speaker, advancing gun violence prevention through advocacy, education, and survivor-centered wellness. Miss Sylvia, please tell us your most memorable moment to date on your advocacy for your son's justice. But first, tell us about your son.
Well, thank you. Thank you to Tiffany. Thank you to the board. Thank you to Earn Your Wings speaker and book tour, just for the opportunity to even participate on an even broader level with segments of community and individuals, organizations that's what it's about. It's about networking. It's about expanding your reach so that you can have greater impact. So I first want to thank you, your organization, all to support you for the opportunities that you've given me as well as the others to be even more involved. And thank you for your very kind words with regard to, my calmness, because I mean, I can, shake it up a little bit, but certainly it is my goal and my mission to always bring a peaceful spirit into the places and the spaces that I go into. That doesn't say that we're not battle ready to fight for the things that we believe in and that to uplift our communities, certainly, and our families and individuals, but there's a way to do just about anything. And so, again, thank you for that opportunity. It's my most memorable experience. Well, with regard to my son, Sam is, I wish I had a way to show his picture to the group and to the world at this point, at every point that I get an opportunity. Always welcome chances to say his name, Samuel Harrison Stitt, and to keep his legacy, his life, his memory alive here in the earth realm. Sam was 23 years old when we lost him to gun violence. He lived at the time, his son was 18 months old, Noah. Noah is now 7, and just the joy, an apple of my eye, as well as my other grandchildren. And so there's so many memories about Sam just being ambitious, Sam being goal-oriented, Sam having a strategic plan for his life, even at the age of 23, which you would consider folks are still trying to find their way. Sam was destined to be a great father, and he was already a great friend, a very beloved son, and his siblings miss him terribly. So yes, Sam was just cool. He had one speed, which was smooth and slow. So, Sam was just that laid back individual. And as his friends have said, the one who was the level headed a lot of times, in the group of young men. So again, missed every day, thought about every day. And one of my rituals, if you would say, is that I have a special affinity to pennies. There's a whole story behind how the penny became a symbol of me being just in touch with my son. So whenever you're out, you might be walking through the parking lot at the Walmart, or you may be in the grocery store. Whenever you see a random penny, pick it up, because that is my connection to my son in just the most random and unexpected places. So, Samuel Harrison Stitt, 23 years old, would have been 30 on Christmas Eve. Hi, sweetie. My grandkids are here and peeking in. Would have been 30 this year, Christmas Eve, baby. So we miss him terribly, but we do all that we do in community and in life to honor his legacy and continue to make him proud of us, because we were so very proud of him.
Yes, thank you so much. I cannot imagine the horror of getting that phone call. I can't. So I'm not even going to sit up here and try to say that I understand, because I don't. Yeah. But what I do know is that I feel close to your son whenever I'm in your presence. Mm-hmm. One, y'all look just alike. You look just like you to me. But also because you just speak, like I said, so passionately about him, so deeply about him, and your advocacy is it's very, very humbling. When we went to the oh my goodness, the Crime Survivors Speak March 2 years ago, where I met a couple of you. There we started to notice that all of the mothers started coming together at the march. You remember that, Mandre? All of the moms started coming together, and it just became evident that there was a need for another maybe event or focus or something, because there was, let's say there was 3,000 people. I want to say if there was 1,000 people, at least 400 were moms.
Yeah.
So it was very emotional as a mom to see that. But then it was also very powerful to see the strength of the women and the moms. So I can't imagine, but I truly, truly just want you to know that your fight is one of many, many parents out there.
Yeah.
And we truly, truly appreciate your dedication to your son and to the community. This is that Miss, excuse me, I'm a little emotional. Sylvia Stitt-Smith, Parent Advocate of the Year. Thank you.
Yay! Clap it up, clap it up.
Yeah, so what did Ermo say? You be your own best friend.
Your own best friend, that's right. Yeah, thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. Hello, Miss Tina Sykes Mosley with the beautiful baby. Hello, gorgeous. I didn't recognize you with your hair pulled back. I'm used to your hair being out and flowing, but I didn't recognize you at first. So hello, I love this look. So Miss Tina Sykes is our Parent Advocacy and Leadership Award. She has her own organization that is honoring her son. She has been very, very loud in the community when it comes to rights of parents, rights of victims, rights of children, right to, have a peaceful event in a position of power. And to be able to do that without violence. She is still fighting for her son's justice, and it is one that I have been closely following with her. And again, I have no idea what your pain has been, but I know that your son would be extremely, extremely proud of the work you're doing, to not just help your family and his legacy, but the legacy of all of our children, honestly. So I see that you have is this your grandbaby? You're on mute. Let me see if I can unmute you. Let's see. Uh-oh. Where's she at? Right here. Okay.
What about now?
Okay, yep, there we go.
Okay, very good. Well, good morning and hello to everyone. Yep, I'm on grandma duty. And this here is my fifth grandbaby.
No, you're there. We can see you.
Okay. This is I call him B3. He's a very the third, or B3 is what I call him. Okay, very good. Thank you so much for the invite and to participate in such an amazing and purpose-driven organization. So thank you for that. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you all to the panels for your perspectives, things that you do in your organization. So thank you for that. I am a mom. My son is Marcus Gerard Mosley. He was also a Christmas Eve baby. He was taken from us on Tuesday, September 29th, 2020. And our lives have never been the same. Everything has totally changed about our being. But in going through this journey, it was important to me to make a choice to live or to die. So I said, God, if I am to live, you have got to give me a purpose. And so Marcus was birthed, mothers advocating for real change and unwavering support. Our mission is to ensure that no mothers grieve alone. No mother have to go through this terrible journey of hearings and trials. No mother has to go through depression alone. No mother have to just walk on this terrible journey that none of us asked to be on by themselves. And no mother should have to fight for justice for herself. So we pride ourselves on walking beside mothers as long as they will allow us to. We're very instrumental in the court system. We fight for justice, especially for this juvenile justice. It's very crucial, and that's an ongoing battle because we just truly believe that criminals should be treated as such and not as residents or anything else. They're criminals, so we're fighting very hard for that. But even more so, our mission is to love up on mothers, and as I said, to be with them every step of the way. And I always say there's no pain like losing a child. That's the most traumatic thing that anyone can ever endure. And so, we're here for that. And as Tiffany said, I am still fighting for justice. As a matter of fact, on Tuesday, we have a retrial of one of the murderers in my son's case. So it's very exhausting. All the emotions that you can imagine, coincide with this. But even with all of that, the thing, like I said, that keeps me going is the fact that I know I'm very instrumental, not just me, my whole team, we call it Team Marcus, is very instrumental in the lives of other people who are also on this journey with us. So we, try to be very visible in the community with the law enforcement, with the court system, the juvenile justice, and all of that, to try to stop this revolving door. Because everyone knows that murder just doesn't happen the very first offense. Usually when somebody kills someone, there's a whole history there, which means that revolving door continues to cycle and cycle and cycle. And we need to stop that. And we need to stop. It's so much about the criminal justice system that I could talk about, but that's why we're here. That's why we continue to fight for better justice for victims. Right now, it's called criminal justice. Everything is for the criminal and not the victim. That's why they call it criminal justice. So that's why we exist, to fight the system, to be with the mothers, and in my own sense of survival as well. There's nothing to heal a broken heart, but knowing that we make a difference in the lives of other people, it kind of shifts your focus a little bit because you're there helping others. So thank you so much for using this platform to share a little bit about my amazing son, Marcus. He was 28 at the time of his death. He was expecting his very first son. We call him Baby Marcus, and he's absolutely amazing, just like his dad was. His dad was an electrician. He was, all his friends considered him to be their best friends. And if you met Marcus, you would not have met a stranger. Marcus would carry you with him in his heart. He was always on the go, trying to better himself, escalating himself. But one thing about Marcus, he always like reaching down to pull up everybody else. If he went up, his partners, his crew went up as well. So he never got too big for people he grew up with. He always wanted, as they said, he always wanted everyone to eat. And indeed, they ate, because Marcus was very instrumental, along with several other leaders in that group, to make sure everybody was on the equal playing field. Or if one kind of slipped off, they brought him up. They did not leave him behind. And it was just a remarkable trait of Marcus. And we miss him. We miss him so very much every second. of every day, and we're doing everything we possibly can do to keep his legacy going, keep his memory alive. And as long as I have breath in my body, Marcus Gerard Mosley will be spoken on every platform that I'm a part of, on the sound system, everywhere. I want everybody to know about Marcus Gerard Mosley. That was my baby. And last year he would have turned 34 on Christmas Eve.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal.
Thank you.
My son just walked through when you and Sylvia were talking, and I'm just looking at him and just, was grateful, to be able to watch him walk past me, and I'm listening to your stories. And what can we do, Tina, to help you right now when it comes to Marcus's case? How can we support you?
Thank you for that. There's two ways you can support. One, by making a donation, because we're taking a whole team of people there. Having courtroom presence is so important. And because it's 4 hours away from us, we're having to provide transportation, lodging, and food. But it's just that impactful to have a strong backing in court. So if anyone's interested in making a donation, you can go to our website, marcusmoms.org, to do so, and that would be very appreciative. Secondly, pray for, there's three things. Definitely always pray for us, pray for our strength. But I always tell people, faith without work is dead. So in the midst of your prayers, I encourage you to do the work and extend yourselves financially to us, because again, having a great presence in the courtroom is crucial. It's vital, because we want them to know, we know Marcus is important, just like all of our children are, but we want to show the court system how impactful he was in our lives, and that he mattered, and we will always stand 10 toes down for him. And then thirdly, what you can do just for our organization is to speak up and speak out against the ongoing violence. We need to realize that, especially with juveniles just do not commit the first crime by shooting that gun. There's a whole history there. And far too often, we want to call juvenile criminals babies. We want the babies to go back into the community instead of being held accountable. So I would implore you guys to speak up against anything other than accountability. We want juveniles to be held accountable before reform. Because because the reform that they're doing in any of these juvenile justice systems, they're repeat offenders. So they're really not reform, right? If they're coming back through the door. And it's because they haven't really been held accountable. And in the juvenile justice system, once they go to the detention centers, as actually Sheriff McFadden, he's described his his detention center as a playground. We do not want criminals to have a playground experience. We want criminals to have a prison environment, in hopes of after that, in the midst of that, reform can take place. But true reform is not happening, and it's evident because they are repeat offenders. And by them being repeat offenders, the price that mothers like me and Sylvia and so many others have to pay is funerals, burying their child, because they're back out there on the streets. And nobody want to talk about that, because they are what other people say, they're babies. No, they are murderers. They're criminals. And we need to call it for what it is.
Wow, that was powerful. And yeah, I share your same sentiment. And by going to visit clients and so forth and families that are in those youth detention centers, yeah, they've got it pretty comfy there.
And a lot of their environment, sometimes the environment of the detention center or the playground thing, as Jeff McFadden calls it, is better than their home life. So there's no real reason to do better. You understand? If you're taking them out of a bad situation and putting them into a playground setting and everything looks great, I mean, really, what's the motivation there?
Yeah, Yep. And that was just what I was about to say, is that sometimes being in detention is better than home life.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate your commitment to your son, Miss Tina Sykes Mosley, Parent Advocate of the Year. Hello. Nice. All right. We are progressing nicely. This young lady was nominated by Karen Joyner Washington to be our Partner of the Year for the tour, for her continued commitment to the community and promoting positive wellness in our communities. Dr. Lanita Jefferson is the beautiful young lady with that gorgeous smile and those beautiful locks over there that I'm jealous of. Is a licensed professional counselor and the founder and CEO of Jefferson Wellness and Consulting. She's a mental health and wellness firm. Jefferson Wellness and Consulting is a mental health and wellness firm based in Columbia and Charleston, South Carolina. She holds a doctorate in counselor education and supervision from the University of South Carolina, and specializes in providing therapy for grief, depression, anxiety, trauma, and life transitions. Exactly what we need in this space, right? And so in addition to her private practice, she provides clinical supervision for counselors in training and contributes to community wellness through consulting and public engagement. Dr. Jefferson is also an assistant professor, bringing academic insight to her clinical and professional endeavors. Dr. Lanita Jefferson is our Partner of the Year. I'm going to say, hello, sister. We are in the same space. Yes. And I also always welcome not only women, but African-American women and women of color into this space, because we know that it is needed. And we don't want mental health to be a stigma or a taboo, or you only talk about it at home type conversations. We need it to be open conversations, positive, impactful. So thank you so much for your contribution to the community, because it is an important one. Just like Miss Tina said, I'm sure everybody on here, we were talking about mental health and self-care being a priority. We have to make those things a priority, because we can't help others if we mentally are not able to live a healthy life, mentally or physically. We know both of those things. We need both of those to be thriving and on a positive healing journey. But your mental is the first step in moving past being a victim to being a survivor. For me, it starts with your mental. I've been preaching that for the last 20 years. So hopefully she agrees with me, y'all. So, but for me, the mental part of it was what I needed, because I had to get out of the victim mentality that I deserved better, that it was not my fault, the things that happened to me, and that in order for me to move forward, I had to first forgive myself and those feelings I felt against myself, and sometimes forgiving the person that harmed you, for you to be able to move forward. So thank you so much for providing that to the community, because it is very, very much needed. And it's been a priority of the Earn Your Wings tour. So thank you, Dr. Lanita Jefferson.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes. So tell us, what made you go into mental health? Was it an epiphany, or was it a childhood dream? Tell us why did you decide to get into mental health?
Yeah, so there were two major, situations that happened in my life. The first one was when I went away to undergrad. It was the first time that I was away from home, and I was having panic attacks. At the time, I didn't know what it was. My heart would race. I would feel like I was going to pass out. There were just a lot of physical things happening in my body, and I really did not know what to do or what this meant. I felt like I was just going to leave college. I really didn't want to do that. And someone suggested that I go to a therapist, went to the therapist, and the things that we talked about in session and the coping skills that she gave me, one made me feel like it was magic. I know it wasn't, but it felt like magic. And then I was able to thrive, and having those coping skills allowed me to build this kind of confidence that definitely came from the internal part of me, but I was able to build this confidence. And so I always kept therapy or being a counselor in the back of my mind. What really was the icing on the cake is in 2011, I lost one of my best friends to gun violence. And the grief it was just overwhelming. It was hard for me to do anything. It was hard for me to work. It was hard for me to talk to friends. My daughter, she was 8 or 9 months at the time. It was just hard to do things. And I went back to therapy for grief counseling, and it was amazing. I learned to just look at grief and death and dying in a different way. And it made me want to give back. I still fought it for a little while. I really thought that I was going to be a lawyer until I took the LSAT. And I was like, no, that's not for you. That's just yeah, that just wasn't for me. And I decided to get into counseling, and it's been the best thing ever. Just to sit with clients. I work with grief a lot, and just to see grief in different forms. When we talk about intimate partner violence, also known as domestic violence, there's this grieving of staying in a relationship, leaving the relationship, and rebuilding. Or when I work with moms who have lost children, that part of having to relive that story every time you go to the court hearings or see pictures, or even the grief of maybe seeing the person who committed the crime. Like there's a lot of factors in there. And so my biggest thing is, how do we learn to talk about grief in a certain way, talk about our traumas, and then how do we learn to sit in it? We always see people say things like, I just want to get through it, I want to go through it, I want it to be over. And I'm like, yeah, we all do, but that's not realistic. The realistic thing is that you're going through it right now. So how do we sit in this moment? How do we go through these emotions that we're going through to be able to heal? And it's not easy. We know that. And it's very uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But this is kind of what we do in our office at Jefferson Wellness. We really want to, one, meet our clients where they are. So whether that means going to the court hearings, going to the hospital, sometimes coming to your home, we really want to take a unique approach when it comes to trauma, grief, and any type of mental health concerns. The other thing I wanted to mention real quick, if I can, mental health is still a stigma. It just is, especially in our community. So that's why, at least with Jeff Well, I love that we do go out in the community. So you will see us at events, you will see us with vendor tables, you will see us speaking, that type of thing, because we want to bring therapy to the people so that we can start this bridge of being comfortable talking to a therapist. We're not wizards, we're not here to fix anybody, but it really is something special to have a place where you can go where no one judges you for who you are, and they're able to give you a different type of insight. But that takes
Sorry about that. The little one's barking in the background. I'm so sorry.
I had to keep mine out because I already. But therapy takes time. Everyone laughs at me. My favorite saying as a therapist is therapy is a slow dance, not a fast twerk. It is a very intimate, slow relationship. But if you have space, if there's space that you can give yourself to be vulnerable and to talk about things that you may not talk about out loud, definitely seek a therapist.
And therapy, I always tell people, is not just when you're feeling bad.
Taylor, go out there. Go out there while I finish this.
Yeah, it's not just when you are feeling depressed. It's not when something happens or something traumatic happens. You can be feeling great and still go to therapy. Because as therapists and as advocates, we are encouraged to see or have therapy ourselves to help protect us. I'm so sorry, to help protect from the stories that we hear. And so it doesn't matter, if you're having a great week versus a bad week. You can go on at any time to therapy and it will still be beneficial. And so definitely encourage everyone, especially in the space of healing, in a space of advocacy, working with other people that are dealing with trauma. And even though we're all on a healing journey in some way, shape, or form, and at different levels, healing is an everyday thing when you've suffered trauma. And so we have good days and bad days, and mental health therapy is for either one of those days. You don't have to have depression or a diagnosis to benefit from therapy. So thank you so much, Dr. Lanita. We are working on a project right now. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there because she has me excited about working on that next. We're putting together domestic violence group supports. We're going to have some in-person supports as well as virtual. And so be looking out for that in the next couple of months. We're working on partnerships right now to provide that. And so definitely, Doctor, we would love to have you come and meet some of the survivors that may be coming to support virtually or in person. I would love to include you. So I hope that I can reach out to you about that.
I'm there.
Thank you so much. That's Dr. Lanita Jefferson, our partner of the year, Jefferson Wellness. All right, we're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. We got the gentleman. This was so not planned for y'all to be last. Mr. Mandre actually was at the top of the list. He was up there somewhere. There he goes. So we have Mandre. Mandre is here. He has been nominated by Miss Aaliyah El-Amin, or Emerald, our South Carolina director, for his community partnership and activism. We thank you for your continued work in the community and for all you do. He also is affectionately called Man Drizzle. He is an artist. He is an actor. He's an advocate, an activist. I would like to call him a comedian because he is hilariously funny whenever you're around him. You need to put that on your card there, Mandra. You got to put that on your card and just tell everybody to come over here. So he is doing a lot of work in the community. We actually met him on the Crime Survivors March 2 years ago, and his passion, his energy, he just picked up the bullhorn and started yelling. What was the caption, Mandre? What was the caption? Oh my goodness, what was the caption? When crime survivors speak, ooh, change happens, I believe. I think that's what the mantra was that we were saying. And he just picked up the horn, started yelling, and I'm telling you, it's about 3,000 people, and we just started going behind Mandre. So his presence was profound at the march. And so thank you, Mandre, Mandrizzle, for your activism in the community. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you being a part of the Earn Your Wings tour. So tell us, you're on mute. You're on mute while he's trying to do that. According to Mandre's dad, who is a reverend, he said that sometimes his greatest challenge is that, or Mandre's greatest strength, and sometimes his greatest challenge is that he has never met a stranger. And I believe Tina said that as well about Marcus. And also his natural ability to engage, empathize, and build trust has fueled his lifelong work in service and advocacy. So Mandre, what's going on with you today, and how are things in the community? Where do you powerfully start and hit the ground?
All right, can y'all hear me now? Am I on?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Too many studio systems. I had to unplug one mic. First of all, I guess I want to start with Dr. Jefferson. You just gave me a lyric. I'm going to start on a song, so thank you for that. Emerald, we need to get together on that. That sums it up. You know, therapy is a slow dance. It's not a fast twerk, and you don't have to wait. A lot of people wait until they're depressed or going through something. No, you can do therapy to talk about the good things as well. And that's what I feel like people should do. Miss Tina, Marcus, like she said, my dad, starting way back, my dad, Reverend Melvin Davis Jr., was just like, I have never met a stranger. And I relate that to growing up in the Black neighborhoods, in the hood, as we call it. And then as my dad, one of the only Black men who was in telecommunications in the early 80s and 90s, every time he got promoted, we moved. So I was going to different areas. So I had to learn how to be in the suburbs And that's what really gave me my backing as to who I am today, because I felt like a sore thumb. They said I was too ghetto for the suburbs, and they said I was too smart for the hood. So I never fit in. And that really gave me the notion to push and be where I am today. I've been through a lot. I've lost family. I've lost friends, friends in the streets, friends to drugs, friends to ripping and running, being in negativity. And I was always, as they put it, they call me a ghetto therapist. That's what led me to getting into peer support. I'm a Justice League reform. I went through a lot as a youngin', but then as I got older, my upbringing has said, you don't blame people for the past if you're still here. You are an adult now. You can change it. And something else that came from my father, acts have consequences. You must be responsible for your own acts. So that lines up with what we were talking about earlier. That really resonated with me, because if you do an act, it doesn't matter if you're a child, it doesn't matter if you're an adult. You did the act. You're responsible for that act. So if you want to change things for better, then change your surroundings, change your people. And that's where I'm at with it today. So I want to use my platform, which is So Elaborate Podcast, to make a difference now. Like, one of the main things I want to do is connect on resources. There's a lot of resources that people can't get to because they don't know how to get to them, or they don't know they exist. Like last Christmas, everybody could find places and resources to get Christmas stuff. This year, of 2024, 2025, a lot of people were hitting me because they were like, is anybody doing anything? I don't have the funds to get Christmas presents for my children. So people didn't know about it. I regularly now do reels about food banks because, as you know, a lot of people got cut from EBT, which EBT was never meant for us to live off of anyway. It was meant for us to step up, use as a stepping stool to grow. But we really need to start putting out resources and assistance. Therapy. A lot of people today are like, well, I'm not crazy, because that's how they grew up, being told, you go to therapy if you're a nuthead, or you're crazy, or you're a lunatic. No, everybody, if you're in 2026, you need therapy. I don't care who you are. And me, I get therapy. Why? Because I'm a licensed and certified community service team and peer support specialist. So guess what? I got to have somebody to talk to after I get done being there for all of my clients and taking in all the situations they got going on. Everybody needs somebody. And that's what we need to realize and start doing. I also have recently connected, like going through entertainment. I've met a lot of people in powerful places. So now I've started dealing within the Charlotte Black Caucus. And the reason for me doing this is I want to be in a position where, going back to Tiffany, where we were talking about Walk on DC, ever since we left DC, this has been in the back of my brain. How can I get somewhere where I can be part of legislator, where I can be part of where they make general statutes, where I can be somewhere where I can make a difference, instead of being in these background talks and in the barbershop and but never stepping on Front Street. So I said, I'll be the one to step on Front Street so we can get somewhere where we're able to make decisions for victims, where we're able to make decisions about helping the community. And so that's what I'm actually getting into now. And as I learn, I'll be putting out reels for people. This year, I want to, and I'm going to need y'all's assistance. I want to start my own nonprofit. I want to do a nonprofit to help people, whether you're in the industry and you want to make music that makes a difference, or if you're in therapist, if you're peer support, whatever walk of life you're in, I want to be able to learn with you on how to do grant writing so that you can fund what you need to do. And that way you don't have to wait on people and hope. If we get funding, that's always wonderful. But if we already have it, we can move forward. We can go ahead and go and take youth to the jails and prison systems and say, is this what you really want to do? Because when you listen to rap songs, they don't tell you about life inside prison. So you don't get to find out about every holiday that you're going to miss. Being in there with a bunch of men or a bunch of women and you can't go on dates. Missing out on being able to grow. If you, whatever you want to do with yourself, you can't do it because you're locked up. So this is the stuff that, you know, if we have funding, we can go and we can teach them. We can change the layout. You can let them know. You don't have to be a drug dealer on the corner. You can go and get certified and be a pharmacist. You don't have to go out here and dance at the strip club. Honey, you can go to dance school and be certified and teach other people how to dance. We got to change the scenario and what we've been learning. And instead of making excuses, just get out here and make it happen. So this is really what I want to get into this year. And last but not least, we talked about time for yourself and scheduling. I did a lot, and I'm really thankful for this award, but I would have been able to do more if I was taking more time for myself, if I had been scheduling to do stuff. No, I had peer support work, I had acting jobs, I had music jobs. I literally ran myself ragged last year. And so December, I went home to Orlando and hung out with my pops. And I took that time to step outside and look in and say, oh, Dre, you wasn't following your scheduling. That's why you weren't able to get it to everything. That's why you missed out. So I want to definitely work on that with people, because I know it's a lot of people that they get lost in the mix. And this is what the monks, when they came, and I'm going to cut it off because I can talk all day. The monks, when they came this week, that was one of the main things that he talked about. If you got 8 hours in a day and you at work, every top of the hour, you should be able to take 1 minute and do a breathing exercise. And at the end of the day, look at your schedule and say, did I do everything I needed to do? And am I making a difference, or am I just caught up in the matrix? So these are the things I really want to focus on this year. Resources and helping the community. And all of us connecting and helping each other make it happen.
Thank you. Completely. Thank you. Thank you. We truly appreciate that. Thank you for the transparency. I don't know why I'm
echoing.
Not sure. Let me see.
It got better.
No. Let's close something out. How about that? That better? Okay. All right. So yes, I appreciate your transparency, Mandre, because we definitely missed you the latter part of the tour. There were so many things going on, and I know that Emerald said earlier, life was lifing. Yes, life is always lifing, and it seems like there's not enough hours in the day. But at the end of the day, we got to make our mental health and our self-care a priority, because we can't do anything for anybody else if we are not taking care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves, especially in this space. I keep saying that because this is a special space where we are right now, advocating, being community leaders, promoting mental health, promoting self-care. Yes, we are in a special space to serve our community, and we've dedicated ourselves to that. And so we have to be gracious to ourselves and make sure that we're making our mental health and self-care a priority. So thank you. We only got two more people. Okay, all right. We're almost there. Okay, he keeps going on and on. Let's see if he's there. Yes, he is. Okay, all right. So actually, no, 3. So we have DC Gutta. He is our Artist of the Year. He is also our first program director for Safe Haven Youth Advocates. So hello, DC. Thank you so much for taking on that responsibility for being our first program director for Safe Haven Youth Advocates. So Safe Haven Youth Advocates is going to train and mentor youth from, I believe we are agreeing, from middle school up until college. But we might bring the little ones in, because we do have little ones at home. So bringing the school-age children, we'll say school-age children, teaching them advocacy, leadership skills, and getting those our youth that are survivors as well, that want to share their story, and helping them with that journey and what that looks like. So DC Gutta, thank you so much for being our Artist of the Year and our first program director for Safe Haven Youth Advocates. Thank you so much for your service. And what made you take that leap to say, you know what, yeah, let's do it? What made you decide to be that person that was going to help your community and help the youth in your community?
Okay. First off, I like to say good afternoon to everyone. And thank you for sharing your stories of adversity and how you move forward through I'm sorry. Can you all hear me? I think my
Yes, we can hear
internet.
you.
Okay.
Mhm.
And just showing your resilience through going through adversity and loss in the family and what have you. I would say what actually catapulted me to step into the role, the role as a director and helping the youth from grade school all the way up is as a juvenile. I went through a lot of different changes, going in and out of jail, just not making the best decisions. Through that process, I ended up losing my mom at a young age, drug addiction, and that led to her she caught HIV/AIDS, and going on, I lost my grandmom, I lost two brothers to gun violence in the street, and just recently I lost my son in June 2025 to gun violence as well. So I think just those things in my background and my history of just going through the struggle and knowing what it feels like, also being a victim of gun violence myself, just kind of giving the youth two sides of the story, not just the side like Mandrake was saying, Man Drizzle was saying, nobody talk about going to jail and what you got to go through when you go to jail. Nobody talk about the ugly side of it. They glorify what they call the pretty side of it, right? So, my main thing was just wanting to step in and just be of service and be of assistance to show them that, hey, look, you can go through whatever you go through. Your past is your past, but your future is in front of you, and you can change. You can change the narrative of whatever your book used to be. So that was my main reason to basically want to step into this position, just to be kind of that example, that no matter what you may have gone through and what you've done in your past doesn't determine what you can do in your future. Just with the, putting that first foot forward. I also like to give a special shout out to Rodrigue Dolius, during the death of, and also Tiffany Brown, because during the death of my son, they were there in comfort, also with Antonio Joseph Smith, Tone Butter. They gave me that push that I needed, and that confidence to kind of step out and say, you know what, I'm gonna speak out against this, because we deal with a lot of gun violence where I'm from. I grew up in neighborhoods where that's what we deal with, day in, day out. You just kind of never know what's going to go on. So I would just like to thank them as well, just for giving me the opportunity to step out and do something positive. So that's my main motivation. I mean, showing the youth something different, showing them that you ain't got to be out there selling drugs or robbing people or doing none of that, because I come from a place, as the old my grandmother and grandfather used to say, we've been there, we've done that. So now it's time to show them something different and show them from the experience of going through it. So that's just my main motivation. And stepping up in this director role, and like I say, I've gained a lot of insight from everybody who spoke, who's dealt with the loss of a child, just catapulting, going through different things, whether it be they're going through health issues, whatever it may be. And I'm just I'm glad that I was able to join and the network and the fellowship with everybody, And that's just kind of my piece of the story. I don't want to take too much of the time up, but that's pretty much it's my motivation for doing, just stepping out there on faith and making it work.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much, DC Gutta, Brandon Jones, our Artist of the Year, and also our first program director for Safe Haven Youth Advocates. Thank you so much. And so Gutta, I need you to, because out of everybody on here, I think this is the one person I have not met yet. So you've been nominated, Tone Butter, to be our partner advocate of the year for Safe Haven Youth Advocates 2025. So can you introduce Tone Butter to us? Because I like personal accolades and I haven't had a chance to meet him yet.
Man, well, first off, I like to say thanks again to Tone, man. I definitely appreciate you. Also, we had another brother, Ray Naz Peoples as well, that we wanted to come on with us, but unfortunately, due to whatever circumstances, it wasn't able to happen. But it's okay because hey, we got more going forward. But I'd like to introduce Tone Butter, man. Great guy. Has been through a lot of the struggles, just going through his own struggles with violence in the city. Losing family members, losing friends to the system and to to the jail system. So I would like to introduce Tone, and I would basically I'll let him speak for himself. And so they go Tone Butter, y'all.
Hi Tone, thank you so much. I do not want to rush you, sweetheart, but I'm just letting you know I'm gonna kind of.
So I feel you.
We have one more person after you, and I want to make sure everybody is acknowledged. Okay, all right. So yes, Tone. Yes, tell us about you, and you are our advocate of the year for Safe Haven Youth Advocates.
So I want to say what's happening to all the beautiful, blessed people on here today, and I just want to say thank you for allowing me to be in this special place. I'm in this special space. I thank the Lord for giving me the grace to be in this special space today, and for everybody that's here. My name is Antonio Joseph Smith Jr., but I'm known by Tone Butter. That's my stage name and my alias. I'm a recording artist. I'm an actor. I'm an advocate. I'm a minister, and I'm everything, whatever God called me to be at that moment, at that hour. I'm going to keep it brief. God transformed my life. I used to be the problem. So I come from being the problem to God making me the solution. I have like 8 younger brothers. I grew up in Washington, D.C. I know what the street life looked like. I know what the dark side looked like. And God brought me on and brought me into the light. And everything changed since then. I've seen a lot. I've been through a lot. But when the Lord saved my life, I made a promise to him that I never go back to it. And I made a promise to him that I would lay down my life so that he can use it in any which way. I've ministered at multiple funerals of friends, funerals of elders. I've ministered at funerals to friends who I was just talking to for months and months, telling them how they need to get out the streets and do the right thing. And here I am at a church, standing up at the pulpit, looking at the casket 2 or 3 feet over me at this same person that God just had me ministering to. I struggled with drug addiction. I struggled with alcoholism. The devil had me in the clutch. He was beating me up. But, God has done a miraculous work in my life, and I sympathize and I have compassion for those on here who have lost their loved ones and lost their children, because I'm also an advocate for domestic violence. I'm also an advocate for the homeless. I'm an advocate for women. So I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot of the stories. I've been a part of it. So I really do sympathize and have a deep, fervent compassion with those who have been through these struggles and been through these pains. And I just want to say that I am willing to connect with anybody on here who has a mission, that God has given them, a vision that God has given them. I'm willing to back you up and be used by the Lord for whatever purpose it is, and anybody that needs help. I believe that this is not a coincidence, that God doesn't have all of us here together in this moment for no reason. It's not a coincidence. Just like the scriptures say, how beautiful it is for when people are unified. You know what I'm saying? How beautiful it is for people to dwell in the Lord together. And each and every last one of us has a gift or a talent or a purpose, whether if it was birthed from pain or whether it was birthed from whatever it is that you went through in life, for all us to bring it together and use it for God's glory, to help each other and to help others out in our communities and in our cities and in the places where we dwell. So I'm just thankful to be here. I'm thankful to be acknowledged, because even though our missions and our ministries, I know we all don't do it for the acknowledgement, but it is a blessing to be acknowledged. So I'm thankful to be here, and I'm willing to go forth in ministry with you all in fellowship. Shout out to my brother DC Gutter. Shout out to Earn Your Wings. Shout out to my brother Reynolds Peoples, who was supposed to be here today. And God bless you all. And I pray that the Lord continue to be with y'all and comfort those who are still dealing with broken hearts and, you know, dealing with things that is hard to cope with each and every day. But my prayers are fervently with you. And God bless.
Thank you so much. I should have held you until last. You could take us out. So you are going to take us out. So don't go away. All right. So last but not least, and I say this respectfully and with the utmost respect to this young man, Mr. Avery Fawcett. He is out here doing the work, empowering men and boys to make mental health a priority, bringing men together of different nationalities. I'm going to say that again, different nationalities. Okay, it's not just Black men, it's not just men of color, it's all men I've seen at his events. And so I just think that is phenomenal that you have taken on that through Hope for Humanity. And Avery is our mental health advocate partner of the year. Hello, Avery. Hello, Avery.
Going on,
Last but not least, you're so patient.
Yeah. You gotta be patient.
I did not give it in time because I know how it's gonna go. Oh, so thank you, Avery. Thank you so much. For you, why was it important for you to empower men and boys to make mental health a priority?
Well, it was important for me because I had to first make it a priority for myself. I understood that when I was going through something that I knew that there had to be other men going through the same thing that I was going through. And the battles that I fought, it was some battles. I had a friend, I had two homeboys that was murdered, just like some of these men. I had two homeboys that was murdered in 2013. My best friend, a brother, he was murdered in 2020 on March 24th, 2024. And I was with him on March 23rd, 2024, giving out food to the homeless in Uptown Charlotte. So I know what it is to lose family, to lose loved ones. So that's one of the reasons why I started, my men's group, the Huddle Up Men's Group. That's one of the reasons why I started Breaking the Silence, to give men spaces to come and talk and to be vulnerable, to release, to heal the trauma, just to give men spaces to be themselves. So that's why it's important to me. I know the struggle. I know that it's real. I know that there's a lot of people out here today that are still fighting battles that they just refuse to open up about. And I just want to be able to give men that space to come and just let them know, like, it's all right, bro. You can open up, you can talk. So yeah, that's why it's important to me right now. It's Tiffany.
Yeah, that's great and definitely needed. As I said earlier, when you have men that are in the community, especially empowering other men when it comes to mental health, then their homes are mentally healthy because they're instilling it in their homes. So it's really, really important for our men and our boys to make mental health a priority. You've also been very helpful with a couple of young men that I've met who I said really needed some support from other positive men, and sent them over to you, and they have shared back how you've been very supportive and how you uplifted them, and that they really appreciate the groups and the events that you're putting together, and plus the networking possibilities of being around other successful men who are making mental health a priority. Yes. So thank you so much. We truly appreciate you and your dedication. What for Hope for Humanity, definitely wanted to connect you with Emerald, Mandre, DC Gutta, because you are part of their mission as well to empower men and boys, but also with Tina and Sylvia, because they're in spaces where they are parents of sons who are no longer here, and that could also be a different opportunity for you to be present, to support them as well as moms of sons who are no longer here. I think that would be a great opportunity for networking for all of us. Definitely. So thank you. Appreciate you, Avery. Didn't make you last because you weren't important. You were last because you were very important. I was so very, very grateful for you and what you're doing in the community, because we need it. We need it.
We got Breaking the Silence coming up, y'all. If y'all want to get involved with some community forums, we do host community forums on a monthly basis. So our next community forum is actually February the 28th at 5800 Old Pineville Road. That is from 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock. And that's the community health building down there off of Pineville Road. So it will be on suicide prevention. Our last one was actually on gun violence. And then we have our Breaking the Silence at Large event, which is an event where we just have men come in. We have panel discussions. It's a couch style panel discussion. We have speakers. We have spoken word. We have music artists who come in and perform for the men. We have our vendors. Our vendors are service provider vendors, which means if you're a mental health therapist, if you're a physical health fitness trainer, anything when it comes to service providers, we would like you there as a vendor, because we want our men to have a one-stop shop. And then, of course, we're going to feed the brothers. We're going to feed them as well. And then we have the Huddle Up Men's Group, where we offer men free life coaching virtually every first Monday of the month. And then we meet up at Tuckasegee Recreation Center the third Tuesday of each month. We're not going to do it this month because it's the first month of the year, but we're starting back next month in February. But it's the third Tuesday of each month at Tuckasegee Recreation Center from 6:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. 6:30 to 8 o'clock p.m. We got a lot of stuff going on in June. June 5th, we're going to have our Breaking the Silence peace walk. So we need all hands on deck for that. June 6th, for the ones who are gun violent advocates, I especially my moms and dads who lost children. We are doing our annual Put the Guns Down, Pick Up the Weights event. Last year we did it in Detroit. This year we're running it back here in the city of Charlotte. So yeah, we would love for y'all to get involved with that as well.
Yes, we definitely are going to get involved with that. Miss Emerald and I will reach out to you to collaborate with you. I know you're serving men, but can ladies be vendors at these events?
Yes, ladies can be vendors.
Okay, great. Especially us in the therapy space. Right. Okay, well, thank you. We appreciate you. You have been growing monumentally since you started, and it's just phenomenal, but it's just so inspirational to see the men coming together. It really is. So everyone, these are our honorees. Hello everyone. These are our honorees. We thank you, though. We thank you so much for all that you do in the community, and just giving of yourselves. You're giving of yourselves, sharing your children with us, with sharing your stories with us, your advocacy, your time, your commitment. And again, Earn Your Wings could not have been successful in 2025 without you all, because I probably would have gone insane if y'all were not part of this. So thank you so much. We definitely accomplished so much in the year, but you have accomplished so much in 2025 yourselves, and it's right here and evident right now. So thank you so much. Tone, I'm going to ask you to do us an honor and say a prayer for us to take us out. Can you do that before us?
Of course. It's an honor to.
Thank you.
Father God, in the name of the Lord, we just thank you for today, Lord. We thank you for your presence, and we thank you for allowing us to be here in your presence. I pray right now, Lord, that as we disperse and as we get off of this award ceremony, as we leave from this award ceremony, Lord, I pray that you just continue to be with us all, Lord. I pray that you continue to be with the ones who are still dealing with struggles that only you know about and only you are who they talk to about them, Lord, in Jesus' name. I pray that you continue to deal with the minds of the people here today, Lord, so that they may flourish in whatever vision or whatever dream or whatever ministry or wherever you have put them in leadership or to make an impact in the lives of others, Lord. I pray that you give peace to their minds and comforts to their hearts, Lord. Mend and fix anything that may be broken in them, Lord, in Jesus' name. Please continue to add and give increase where it's needed in the name of the Lord. Wherever there may be a financial increase, wherever there may be a need for a health fix, Lord, in Jesus' name. Touch their bodies. Somebody's on here right now, and I don't know, but I just heard the Lord say somebody's dealing with something in their body that they've been worrying about, but the Lord just told me to tell you, stop worrying about it. It's someone on here, the Lord has it's more than one person that has been worrying about certain things in their health and even their age. And the Lord says, stop worrying, because sometimes when you think you're past your time, the Lord has got you in your prime, and you're going to do what the Lord has called you to do, whatever ministry he's called you to. Even though that you may have lost someone, you have not lost God. And he's going to continue to bring you through. He's going to continue to build you up and use you for his glory. You shall continue to make impact. Lord, thank you, Lord. Thank you for your word. Thank you for your voice. Lord, thank you that you're good even when things around us are bad. Even when chaos is all around us. Even when the government ain't doing right by us, Lord. We're thankful that you're good. In the name of Jesus Christ, Lord. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Very quickly, Miss Sylvia, how can people find you on social media?
Sylvia Stitt Smith on all the social media platforms. Sylvia Stitt Smith.
Thank you so much. Dr. Shana Gordine, how can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook as Dr. Sheena Gordine, or you can find me on Instagram as Lady Behind the Mask 22.
Gordine, why didn't you correct me?
It's okay. I'm used to it. It is
okay. Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, Dr. Lenita Jefferson, how can people find Jefferson Wellness?
Yes, on Instagram, we're Jefferson Wellness _official or Dr. Lenita.Jefferson on Instagram, and that will send you to my Facebook.
Thank you so much. Miss Tina Sykes, Marcus Moms, how do I find you? You're on mute, Mama. We'll come back to you. Avery, tell everybody how they can find Hope for Humanity.
You can find Hope for Humanity at Hope for Humanity Inc. Inc. Hope for Humanity rated at Gmail. Instagram. But then you can also find me on Instagram at Coach Fawcett.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Tone Butter, how can they find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook at Antonio Joseph Smith, Tone Butter, TONEBUTTA, or you could just Google TONEBUTTA and all my social media gonna pop up from there.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mandrizzle.
Hey, actually working on Actually working on a website now, but you can find me at YouTube. It's me, MEHLLC 9890, or as she just said, all social media, Demand Drizzle, DAMANDRIZZLE.
Thank you so much, Miss Tina Sykes. Oh, you're still on mute. Emerald, give us her social media.
Hi, you can find me on Instagram at Carolina Honeydew, on Facebook at Emerald Elamine, that's EL-AMIN, or you can just find me anywhere one of these lovely people will be at. You're gonna see me.
Yes. Let me see. All right, Tina.
MarcusMoms.org on all social media platforms, or either the Marcus Mosley Foundation.
Great. And DC, tell everybody how they can find you on social media.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, DC Gutter, DCGUDDA on Instagram, and DCGUDDA on Facebook.
Great. Thank you, everybody. We hope you have a great weekend. And we will see you in 2026.
Okay, y'all have a good one.
See everybody soon.
Be safe. Let's work.
Thank you.